Omniscopic, a contemporary piece that watches the dancers and the audience members' every move in this immersive performance.
Can you anticipate me moving this here and line the circle up with this curtain?
The inspiration for the show started probably last summer when I was in China and noticed the amount of power the police and security people had, even from checking the bags at train stations when there's forming lines just by using megaphones. People were able to navigate, and the amount of surveillance cameras on the streets. And then when I came to the States, I kind of reflected on how much we are watched. This kind of ominous pressure of being watched came over me, which started the first piece.
The moment I'll be fine when I'm actually improvising.
It's better too long than too short, like I just moved here. So.
Okay.
We started choreographing the first bits in November 2018, so it's basically a year-long project. The difference between this and other projects is that it was a collaboration with two architects who approached me around January saying they want to do a collaboration, at which point I expressed the thoughts and work that I've been doing. They ended up saying the word panopticon, and then I did a whole research on panopticon, which led me down this rabbit hole of how our society kind of reflects that of a panopticon prison. Steadicam was recording different things during each piece. Sometimes it was the audience, sometimes it was the dancers. Their thoughts were the physicalization of the camera watching and kind of giving the audience a who's watching who game during the show.
I have a dance background. I have a BFA in dance. And so I've always been taught to be versatile. This is my first season performing with Reborn Dance Interactive, so it was all a very new experience for me. And so when you kind of adjust to a new company, there are many things that have to be altered and need to be changed. I think the whole process was a challenge, especially in the beginning. And then once you all kind of start working together, you get a groove and you get a sense of who has which role in the company. But definitely, I would say the counts were really hard for me at first, and the sequencing of the movement. It's very different from any other performance that you would see on the proscenium stage. So I think being in the rehearsal space saying, okay, this is front, but really when you're in an immersive performance, there is no front. Because there are people all around you. So taking it from the studio into the space was a challenge because your whole orientation of where you are changes. And also knowing that there will be cameras on you constantly. Every cell in your body has to be alive, basically. So you have to be really aware that there are people viewing you from every single angle, and you have to be aware of what that angle looks like and make sure that it's aesthetically pleasing and that it also is contributing to the theme of the piece, which is surveillance.
I want them to leave thinking about the amount of times that they are watched, but also how we are reacting or not reacting. Christy's solo self-disclosure was about kind of this need to be seen, but the fear of being watched, this dichotomy of we're trying to show ourselves in all platforms and constantly be present on this virtual level, but we have this fear of being watched, or we're always complaining about our phones knowing what we're saying, or ads coming up when we're researching something. So it's this dichotomy. I just want the audience to think about what they're doing or not doing as a result of this panopticon world we live in.